When a big offer comes in, and we're led to believe from Saudi it's £20 million a year, no one's going to turn that down, right? I don't think Fulham fans can be upset with their manager. Although wherever he's been of late, be it Hull or Watford or Everton, he's only usually there about 18 months, a year. He's not at the club for a long time. But in this case, I mean, do you think Fulham fans will be annoyed that he would be leaving?
They will be. The enthusiasm ones, they will be annoyed thinking that you built a great thing with Fulham, got him into the Premier League, we're staying there, and we've done well, top half of the table. And they'll be saying, why can't we build in? Let's go a step further. So you love them supporters, and then you love the ones who are realists and go, well, do you know what? That is a massive offer. How do you say no?
And there's no loyalty in football, is there?
Well, we've seen it already. Bournemouth got rid of Gary O'Neill. Just like that.
Yeah.
There was destined for Championship football. He came in, took over, and literally saved them, and done a fantastic job. Everyone thought, right, he's going to get the job here. Next minute, he gets booted out.
So if there's no loyalty from the club, what you're saying is, why should the manager be loyal?
Why should the manager be loyal? Why should players be loyal?
So talking of players that are loyal or not loyal, Mitrovic has said he's never going to play for Fulham again. You've got players, Paulinho. I think they're their two most important players, actually. He's been linked to a move. Even though it's to Chelsea have come out and poo-pooed it. But either way, he's certainly an excellent player that's been linked. He had a great season last season, been linked to bigger clubs, no disrespect. I think they're talking about 80, 75 million pounds for his signature. But either way, Fulham fans, the manager and their top two players might not be there at the start of the season. This is big problems for Fulham.
Yeah, like I said, when you're losing two of your star players, and it's not like they're a squad that have got pure depth and strength, they're going to feel that. We said that about Harry Kane. If he was to go, how much it would impact Spurs. So now you lose Mitrovic, your goal scorer, and your enforcer in the back, your defensive guy, losing him as well. It could be tricky times for them.
Do you think Fulham fans will be worried now about this season coming up?
Yeah. And not only them two players, just say the manager as well, who comes in and takes over, who can get the best out of this Fulham team like he can.
Let me say, talking about the manager, if he goes over there for 2 years and for whatever reason it doesn't work for him, not that he needs to work ever again if you're getting £40 million, but a lot of these football people have got copious amounts of money anyway, so money's not the driving force once you've got it in the bank. So I'm guessing he's relatively young for a manager who still want to be in the game after 2 years. If he were to come back to this country, do you think football fans would have a problem with him being their manager because he doesn't have a great track record for staying at a club for a long time?
Well, if he was to come back, maybe rumoured to be Fulham, I guess they would be, not happy. But for a different team needing a manager, Forest or someone trying to stay in the league or get them out of the relegation fight, or even a middle, lower top team in the league, they will probably take him, and I'm sure their fans will go, well, we know what he did for Fulham. Hopefully he can turn us around and do that for us.
Obviously, I'm disappointed. I mean, every time I go on Twitter at the minute, it's just an absolute nightmare, to be honest. But, I don't blame Silva. Obviously, the money that he's being offered is just ridiculous. I think he kind of wanted to stay, because I think there was a few rumours earlier on just as the season closed, that he was linked with going to Saudi, but he sort of seemed like he turned it down. But I think they've obviously come back in, increased their offer, and I think it's just obviously just too good for him to turn down. The only thing I can't work out is, obviously, we've just flown out to the States, so I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have gone with them. So it's a bit, and I know that Mitrovic was on the plane as well, so I'm not quite sure what the dynamic of how it's all going on out there at the minute. But it's just disappointing, really, because I think Silva could potentially manage at the top level in the Prem, but it's just the money that's being offered from the Saudis at the minute. It's just obviously what's more important, I guess, for the managers. Is it staying in the Premiership and winning trophies and progressing, or is it sort of going and taking the money in Saudi? So.
Yeah, Dan, I don't think that's going to be the last of the big managers moving out there over the coming seasons. But the remarks that Mitrovic has made that he's never, or he doesn't want to ever play for the club again, as a fan, what do you feel about that? Yeah,
that cuts deep, to be honest, because I mean he's a legend for Fulham, and everything that we've been through over the last few seasons since he came in, the promotions, the relegations, and then last season he obviously finally got to prove himself in the Premier League, and then obviously we had the incident at United where he lost his head, And then, the fans obviously gave him a brilliant reception at Southampton when he came back. Serbia flags everywhere. And, you think he owes a little bit to the club in a way. But again, it's, money talks at the end of the day. But I think the difficult thing with him is, you don't want him around if he's not happy. I mean, at the end of the day, we can try and say that we want 50 mil or whatever for him, but if he's not happy being there, then obviously
he's going to go. Yeah. When you've got that, thanks for your call, Dan. When you've got that much money being dangled in front of you, what I think Fulham fans should be thinking about now is who they would like as a replacement if he does go. You've got managers out there like Graham Potter. I think that'd be would it be an upgrade? Trade. I suppose. It's a great trade, as you would say. It's
a great trade, but upgrade I don't know because what Silva has done for Fulham. But again, it's a great replacement to have.
talkSPORT Drive, super opinionated sporting debate, Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.